Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's 8 o'clock. So y'all know what time it is. It's time for what she said. Lot taking place today. Lot taking place today. And some activities and surprising moves in the NBA will actually tie right back in to where we left off yesterday, talking about Travis Hunter. And I'll give y'all a few seconds for everybody to try to join us. Today will be a good one. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. I don't know why when I get on here, I gotta sneeze. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Yesterday we were actually in a very engaging conversation that took us almost 2 hours on a live stream. We almost made it to 2 hours. Not that we were trying. It was just a testament to how engaging the live stream was yesterday. One of the topics of conversations was Travis Hunter and his ability or any repercussions for challenging the the draft in terms of his preference to play on both sides of the ball. So we had that conversation for 1 hour and 42 minutes. And after that, my connection was like, hey, I need a break. So we're going to actually go back to that conversation today. There are some interesting comments online under the video. I posted a short afterwards in the live stream. So I'll give everybody a second to come in. Let me get the music going so we create the vibe. And we have a host of conversations to get in today. It looks like the Eagles and the Chiefs have landed in New Orleans. And as we are live streaming, I'm actually watching live feed from Bourbon Street. So I've been watching it most of the day. You could see New Orleans getting everything together for the Super Bowl. You could see, they have what I think is interesting. Okay, they have armed security with like the AK, the assault rifles, right? So when I went to my first peach drop in New Orleans, in Atlanta, my first peach drop in Atlanta, that was my first time seeing armed military or police officers. I think it was actually police officers, armed police officers with assault, like AK, whatever AKs are, 15, 47, whatever. But they're assault rifles. So now in New Orleans, I can say I see a 24/7 live feed from Bourbon Street. And you saw that most of the day. And as I'm speaking right now, there's, it's barricades on the sidewalks. But what they're doing is they're framing the entrance to Bourbon Street at several of the blocks that run perpendicular and parallel to Bourbon Street. So they're kind of like making it a gathering place, like to enter and to exit. And you can see, again, they still have a partially parked police car. You still see the cranes still doing last minute work to get everything together. What I thought was interesting is I was awake at 6:30 or 7:30 this morning, somewhere between 6:30 and 7:30. And I'm looking at Bourbon Street. I'm like, this can't be Bourbon Street. It was a lot of people out there at 6:30 and 7:30. But what I think it was construction crews getting everything together. So they have a lot of, you see the Louisiana State Troopers out there. You see the militaries out there with their assault rifles. You see all hosts of police. And if that's what I see on Bourbon, a few blocks in, I can't imagine what it looks like actually on Canal. So if you're thinking of going to New Orleans, they have beefed up security. It's not just, PD. It's not just the Louisiana State Troopers. It's also looks like the Coast Guard or the military, and their rifles are in view. And it looks like they have the streets, basically the side streets, don't have any cross traffic activity like Bourbon Street typically has. So if you're thinking of going, it looks like they're getting it together. So have fun if you go. Let us know. Go live, or let us know. We'll try to tap into what you got going on in New Orleans. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. If you are joining us and choose to stay in the background, that is cool. Hit the like button for me. I see 3 of us. Hit the like button. And hey, Regina, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. And some things going on in the NBA is going to tie into our conversation that we were having yesterday. We're going to move forward with it. And I hope your day was good. Regina, did you get your gift card? You should have got the email from me for your Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl selection. Did you get your gift card? Let me know in the comments. All right. All right. So I think I started. Let's see here. Oh, let's see this comment. Let's see. It says, let me check it. Okay. Yeah, they have a lot of military on the ground in New Orleans. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight is Super Bowl opening night. I think this is the event that they have at the Superdome tonight. I'm not sure, but there are already people on Bourbon Street. There's always people on Bourbon Street. All right, so we're gonna get going. All right, so as you all probably may have heard, there are a lot of people upset about the Luka Doncic trade. Now, y'all know I'm a basketball fan. I'm actually sitting here with my Atlanta Hawks sweater on. And when I heard about the trade, the first thing that I thought was, what happened? Like, that's weird, right? So apparently, and I was thinking, surely LeBron knew, right? And we talked about this when it came to Deshaun Watson, how he was supposed to like be made aware because he was a star player on the team. And you're welcome, Regina. So he's a star player on the team. And, we talked about how Deshaun wasn't informed and they made some trades without him. And that's when he asked for a trade. Well, it looks like the jaw-dropping trade that took place with Luka was done so because the GM, who said himself he might be fired, did so because there was some concerns about his conditioning, his weight, and his off-the-court habits. So it's the off-the-court habits that make me raise an eyebrow. Like, okay, what off-the-court habits are taking place? And they're talking about, he's gaining weight. And the first person that comes to mind, of course, is Zion Williamson. I'm like, does he still play for the Pelicans? If Zion Williams still plays for the Pelicans and they hadn't moved him, then the GM in Dallas could find himself in hot water. Some people actually called the trade malpractice. I was like, okay, that's severe. But it seems to be, it's the off-the-court activities. That's what we haven't heard yet. I understand about the conditioning, and there were people that were fired multiple times. Like, a lot of people were fired leading up to this trade. It said it was a move out of desperation to get Luka back in shape and to curtail his off-the-field habits. So Luka said, one of his comments was they get rid of everybody that I like. So I don't know what's going on in Dallas. But it does seem to be, I don't know if it's something that's fixable or if it's something that there's some type of issue in Dallas. Because if his conditioning isn't good in Dallas, if he gets traded to the Lakers, who said his conditioning is going to be good in the Lakers organization? Or is it, they feel like there's no one in Dallas that can help him? And if multiple people have been fired leading up to the trade, what the hell is really going on in Dallas? Because we know Zion Williamson, was it Zion Williamson? Zion Williams has struggled with weight issues in New Orleans, right? So if that's the case, and he's never been moved, this is what makes me go, okay, this it's the off the field part. It's the off the field part that's concerning because Zion has never been moved out of New Orleans, even though, people get on him about his conditioning. So that's something to stay tuned for if you're a basketball fan. And I know I'll probably be talking more and more about basketball. I am a basketball fan. As things begin to settle in terms of Colorado. So if y'all in the ground on Dallas, or y'all have any insight into the off the court habits, what they are, the reason for the trade, and how is it that these off the court habits are not expected to take place in Los Angeles, because that's where he's headed. Let me know. All right, so that's that on the Luka trade. It is a signal to me that if LeBron truly did not know, that the Lakers are moving forward with making their decisions without LeBron, or this was just a decision that, had to be hush hush. But it could signal a change in the era in terms of the team, who's leading the team in the Lakers going forward. And it could signal priorities in LA, and it could, like Stephen A. said, signal power, meaning the league is basically sending a message to the players: anybody can get it. We have the power. You think you have the power, but we have the power. And if Luka could be traded, anybody could be traded. And it said this trade was to cost him upwards of $115 million because he was getting ready to get some type of, I guess, like a franchise deal, max contract. But now he's going to have to go get it in LA. So we're going to talk about that. We'll stay tuned. Again, it's the off the court habits that make me question what the hell is going on in Dallas, that several people had to be fired or were fired, that Luka seems to like leading up to his departure from, the MAVS. And what off the court activities are they so concerned about that wouldn't possibly follow him to LA, or could they? So we shall see. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. So first I want to say, I want to give a thank you to members of What She Said. So What She Said has memberships, and we had several of our loyal fans to our supporters to get a membership and join us as, family, What She Said family, or friends of What She Said. So I just wanted to post this and to show my gratitude and to say thank you to everyone who, has decided to join us. And Regina, I know you are one of these people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are new to the podcast, make sure you hit the like button. If you can't stay long, hit the like button on your way in or hit the like button on your way out. But make sure you turn your notifications on to join us again. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go back to the conversation that we had yesterday. We were engulfed in almost a 2-hour-long conversation regarding Travis Hunter. There have been some updates in terms of the comments, and the consensus is that Travis Hunter needs to gain some weight, in particular muscle, that his current frame could not support the physicality in the NFL. And those are comments that came from some of our members and some of our loyal supporters, Ronnie Rivers, as well as one of our new friends, 400 Media. So I just want to say shout out to that for that content as well. And, for thanking for going over to the comment section and replying. I call them the replay gang or the reply gang. I like that. All right. So I just wanted to say thank you. I'll probably put this up again later, or I'm just going to let it sit here. Just so as people begin to join us, they can see that, I'm saying thank you for joining. All right. So Luka's issue in Dallas, his off the court habits. Now, again, the reason why I named this podcast What She Said podcast is because I tend to say things and then they kind of get to appear later on from bigger channels. We talked about how, or at least I said, off the field issues, what goes on in your personal life. And we talked about what it pertains to Travis Hunter. So we're going right back to that conversation from yesterday. And I said, what goes on in your personal life can negatively affect your private life. So, and some people don't think that in terms of, Travis Hunter off the field issues with his relationship, a lot of people who were concerned about Travis, they could kind of see that his off the field issues with his relationship could hinder his career. And then look at Luka. It might be different in terms of conditioning, but we don't know what they mean by off the court habits. That's clearly something else going on, that people have to be fired out of an act of desperation. People that he seemed to like, staffers that he liked, that obviously couldn't help the situation. It seems like they tried everything. It was like a last resort was to trade him. So I don't know what's going on. But the point is, off the field issues can negatively affect your career. Now, Luka can go to LA, and maybe he'll do good. It depends on what the off the field issues are, what the off the court issues are. If it's something that they can't say it, and you know Luka is a baller, and for them to trade him and fire people leading up to his trading, it's something serious. It's something serious. So I don't know if it's going to be okay. It depends on what it is. But my point is, people don't think there's a line between a personal and a professional life. So when people used to say, oh, Travis going to go to the league, he going to ball out. I'm like, maybe if he doesn't have any off the field issues. And what we know about Trav is his relationship. So for people who wanted to know, why were y'all so concerned about Travis? Why y'all keep trying to tell him he needs to move different? He's not going to listen, yada, yada, yada. Because just like what's happening with Luka, y'all might be like, well, he's getting traded. He's not getting fired. We don't know the next step because you don't know how severe it is. But whatever it is, it was disruptive to his career. And Dallas are contenders for the championship. I don't think the Lakers were. I could be wrong. But we shall see. And maybe they're sending him to the Lakers because maybe they want LeBron James to rub off on him in terms of LeBron's conditioning. However, they didn't let LeBron know about this, supposedly. Clutch Sports didn't even know about this move, according to Stephen A. So that tells you that this is serious. And this is what I mean by personal behavior or personal things going on in your life, whatever the off-the-court issues are, have negatively affected not just his career, it's also affected his pocket. I think he was due to make $70 million this year, and he's not going to get that. He's going to have to go, I guess, earn it in with the Lakers. So they chose, people were like, well, they don't want to pay him because he's supposed to be a max contract star. I don't believe that. They like Luka. I know that for a fact. So something's going on, and something is personal. So when it comes back to Travis, fans have said, yes, if he really wants to play both ways, he's going to have to build some muscle. Fans also added that, and I say fans, I mean, when we're talking about what she said, supporters, they talked about how he could be jeopardizing his draft stock to basically challenge the status quo, right? Excuse me. I don't know why when I get on here, I got to sneeze. So, hold on one second. So basically, what Travis is doing could essentially negatively affect his draft stock, and his off the field issues could negatively affect his on the field play. So right now it just seems to be, the way he's moving. Yeah, Regina, I heard him say he had a chef. That's excellent. That's excellent. But those are not the issues that he has in life. Those are not the issues that he has in life. But that is the issues that he does have in his life is the reason people were concerned about him. So Myles Garrett is a player who basically said he wants to go to another team. And I think he plays on defense. Does he play for the Browns or something like that? Well, he wants to leave, and he said he wants to win. So when I saw that, I said, that goes right into what we talked about. What team could Myles Garrett go to that really wants to win? So when you think about the conversations we had over the past week about the Giants not seemingly prioritizing winning, Dallas not prioritizing winning, it makes you question how many teams really are dedicated to getting to the Super Bowl and winning it. So the fact that he brought that up, I said, that ties in right into what we've been talking about. And then I heard that yesterday, we talked about Jimmy Horn Jr. and I had the poll about where he should go. And I mentioned 3 teams. I mentioned the Ravens, the Rams. They said he could open up their offense. And I think we said the Steelers. Well, right now, believe it or not, the fans really are leaning toward the Ravens. The Steelers coming in second place and the Rams are third. But the Rams announced today, they informed Cooper Kupp that they're not bringing him back, and they're going to help him find the next location for him to win a championship. So that makes me go back to Jimmy Horn Jr. Maybe people are really taking that seriously about Jimmy helping them open up their offense, because I think Cooper Kupp, was a wide receiver. So we just talked about that. When we talked about Jimmy yesterday, and now the Rams are making moves. They let him know, we're not bringing you back. He said he didn't think it was fair because he's been there 8 years, but they're like, hey, so maybe the Rams want to win. Maybe the Rams want to win, and that might be a landing place for Myles Garrett because they, for whatever reason, they are parting ways with somebody that has been there for 8 years. So maybe that's what it looks like when an organization want to win. They want to move people out that's not going to, that they maybe think can't get them to the next level, even if they have been there for 8 years. So at the end of the day, it's not about loyalty. And when it comes to Luka's trade, meaning nobody knew about it, not even supposedly LeBron, not Clutch Sports, the question is, does that mean, is it a message to the players? Anybody can get it. Any of y'all can get it, and we have the power. Because they say in the NBA, all the players have the power because they have guaranteed contracts, this, that, and the other. Obviously not, because Luka was valued in the Mavs organization, and whatever he had going on off the court seems to be very, very concerning enough that they would ship him somewhere else and jeopardize their contention for the championship. So to me, when it comes to who has the power in these leagues, it's the ownership, the GMs. So, hey, Kiel, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Family and friends, good evening in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It says, so I didn't know a lot about the NBA, so he won't get his money. Okay, so he can go earn it with the Lakers. He's not going to get the money from Dallas. So that's correct, Regina. He's a big player. He's a big time player. And for them to move him like that in secrecy and silence, and not LeBron not know, Clutch Sports not know, it's weird to me, because if he has off the court issues, how do we know they're not going to show up in LA? I don't understand that. So they said it was a move out of desperation to constantly get rid of people that he was linked to in the organization in terms of people he liked. And it didn't work. So the GM said he might get fired next, but the money he was going to get, the max contract, he's not going to get that in Dallas, but he can go to LA and earn it. So yeah, I don't understand these types of moves, because if a person has off the court issues, I don't see how geographic location affects their make their behavior better. So is there something going on in Dallas that is a distraction for him, and they think, you know what, we're gonna move him to LA and remove the distraction? And yeah, it cost him $115 million. Mavericks don't care about winning. John say the Mavs don't care about winning. Are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that? Are you upset about the trade? How do you feel about it, John? Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. Kiel, thank you. Welcome, everybody. I did post a video for supporters of what she said. I wanted to show my gratitude that y'all decided to join the family of friends, and I thank you guys for that so much. So I just have this video here for you all. So John said they don't want to win. I want to know why. Kiel, are you an NBA fan? Do you have any thoughts about the trade? If you are, do you have any thoughts about the trade for Luka? To me, it just ties in. I feel like the message that the league is sending kind of ties into our conversation about Travis, with Travis challenging the NFL, and obviously Luka was challenging the NFL. I mean the NBA, and I guess they wasn't having it, so they moved him on. All right. So while we get back to that, one of the things I do want to share is I tend to like to put together videos of our Buffs players, and I want to share this one because I'm putting his social media out there. I think he's the leader of the squad. Definitely. Now, Colorado has multiple leaders. I've seen the ones that I've kind of identified. Agustave, the running back. I think Caden, in my opinion, because I see Caden more. Quarterback, Big Seat, Jordan Seaton on the O-line. I think Timmons seems to be more vocal. So I'm going to go with Timmons on the wide receiver. And defense, DJ McKinney right now. So I want to share this video with Big Jordan Seaton. I said follow the leader, and I put his handle here so y'all can like follow his social media if you haven't. This young man, he gonna have that O line in check. He was the leader on the O line last year, and he's a freshman, and he brought Cash Cleveland with him. And y'all saw Cleveland get in there, and I've seen Cleveland working out on the military workouts, keeping up. And this young man right here, y'all know he going to the league. He said his goal was to go like top 5. I think he's gonna get it. He's serious. So I put follow the leader at JC. That's his IG handle. I don't know if I think he has a YouTube, but I just sent his IG handle so y'all can follow him. And I wanted to shout out Jordan Seaton. So I'll be putting these videos together periodically so we can just keep up with the buffs. You know, we're gonna get to know the team this way. We have a lot of time to get to know the team before the black and gold game. I think it's April 19th. So go ahead and follow JC or show him some love on IG. And if you have his YouTube, drop it in the comments and I'm happy to shout it out as well. All right. So that's that. Let's go back to the comments. It said Mavericks don't care about winning. Kiel said the message is to LeBron. They're tired of young drafts the Lakers let go just to please him, and they sending him a message. Oh, okay. So that might signal why this deal was done in secret. So on the Lakers end, regardless of the issues with Luka, the Lakers like, yeah, let's do this trade. We're gonna make this trade, and it shows LeBron, you know what? We got it from here. We got it from here. And I kind of think maybe the deal with Bronny. And then maybe AD too. Maybe AD, because I said a long time ago. I said, I said this years ago. I love LeBron. I do. I don't think he's a really good pick of talent. That's what I said. I said that not right after the AD trade, but like last year before. And I was like, and then, with his son or whatever, and that situation, I don't know if it's up or down. I can't tell. Every time I hear about it, it seems like it's up and he's doing good. Then it comes back and it's like Stephen A is like, stop. He's not ready. Leave him alone. Stop putting him out there. So I don't know. I know the season for the G League is almost over and they don't come back to Atlanta. Because if so, I was going to go to the game. I was like, I'm going to get some footage and go live for the game. But their season is short. So, well, it's not short, but it's almost over. Like maybe in a couple of weeks if it's not over already. All right, Kiel, I like that. And welcome back, by the way. On the screen, y'all see a shout out to the members of what she said, friends and family. So I wanted to post that. One of them is Kiel. So ever supportive. So I appreciate that. So Kiel's message says that the message is to LeBron. I could see that. I was thinking the message was to LeBron. Look, we got it from here on the recruiting. We good. And since we're starting a new era, we don't need to consult you. That's basically what I got. Like we're starting anew here. This is the beginning. But I asked this question: if Luka had issues that was so disruptive, and I know we're not just talking about conditioning, because Zion is still a Pelican, right? Is Zion Williams still a Pelican? If he's still a Pelican, and y'all know they've been on his back about conditioning, that means it's not just conditioning. And nobody from the Pelicans has been fired leading up to any conversation about Zion Williamson if he was traded, which I don't think. I think he's still right there in New Orleans. So that tells you that something severe took place, and we may never know about it. But the reason I'm saying this is, if it was that severe to trade somebody who basically is a star of the league, how is going to the Lakers going to fix his distractions? Does anybody understand what I'm saying? Like, geography normally doesn't change off the field behavior. It just occurs in LA too. So maybe one day we'll find out what it is. But people are saying it's malpractice. But I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I said, because Zion is still a Pelican. I think when they tell us what's going on, they just use the term poor conditioning. And when they said off the field habits, that's the part that I circle with a red pen. I'm like, okay. How is this going to be not to be a problem? What are we talking about, first of all? But how is it not going to be a problem in LA? There's more to come there. And yes, I do think the Lakers took advantage of the opportunity to send a message to LeBron. So I agree with you, Kiel, on that. John said if they cared about winning, they wouldn't have got rid of their superstar under no circumstance. I don't know. I mean, you got to understand first of all, if we knew what off the field habits meant, and when you pair that with multiple people were fired leading up to the trade, something that's obviously not being said is problematic. And maybe it could cost the team an embarrassment. I don't think it's just about, we don't think we could get to the next level with you. I think whatever it is so severe that this was the best thing, but I don't know what it was. It's like whatever the distraction is, they had to separate him from the distraction. And to me, that's why they kept firing people, like letting staffers go. And he said they get rid of everybody I like. Now, I know English is not his first language, I don't think. So I don't know what he really is trying to say, but that's serious. That's serious. That means whatever is happening has been ongoing. They tried to remedy it, John. They tried to fix it. And they thought maybe getting rid of staffers, other people, would help. And more and more people got fired. And when that didn't help, they were like, we just can't do it no more. That's serious. This is not even about winning or losing. This is about something going on with him that they can't manage. And they don't see a way to fix it or manage it. Whatever it is so severe, there's nothing they can do about it. Even firing people didn't help. Firing people that he liked didn't help. So I'm going to just go with that. I don't think it's a money-saving measure. I think the off-the-field part is the red pen. You circle that. It's something going on. It's something going on. I just don't know how the Lakers going to fix it, though. So, and the fact that they didn't tell anybody, maybe people would have tried to fix it. I don't know. Maybe I'm pretty sure the league probably knew. But like Clutch Sports, they said Clutch Sports didn't know. So that's serious. I take that seriously. All right. So yesterday we were talking about Travis Hunter, and we were in a conversation that was almost 2 hours long, very engaging. Shout out to y'all. And we talked about how Travis would have to gain muscle. And I talked about how some of our supporters who were on the live, some weren't, said that he's going to have the physicality of the game is going to be a limitation for Travis. For one, I don't know if he would have to gain this muscle before the draft, or if they would be like, yes, we want you to play two ways, but it's contingent upon you gaining muscle mass by the end of minicamp, by the end of preseason. I don't know how that works. But everybody is kind of under the consensus that he needs to put on muscle mass. One person said if he's playing wide receiver only, he's fine. But if he's playing cornerback and wide receiver, he needs to add muscle mass. Let's see. What'd you say, Kiel? LeBron is 40 years. LeBron is 40. The Lakers would have had a superstar team, but LeBron wanted to put veterans talent around him and not develop the young players. Okay. Just look at Brandon Ingram. He's a superstar. You know what? I think that was the time I started to say, I think that's when the trade was made. And after that, I said, I don't think LeBron's a good. I told people, I said, I don't think he's a good choice of talent. Y'all always hear me bragging about Shador and how one hell of a recruiter he is. But the people that Shador brings to Colorado elevate. Am I right? Travis, JC, LaJonte. That's just the three that I know. And y'all know they all stars. They are all stars. So I've maintained that LeBron doesn't have that eye. I don't know what he chooses with. Like when that whole thing went down with Anthony Davis, I was like, I never forget that. And afterwards, I was like, yeah, I was out then. So for them to pull the plug now, I'm thinking, does it have anything to do with Bronny coming to the organization and it not working out? And the Lakers are just like, you know what? We out. So that's what I think. So I don't know. But that's just where we at with that. So So essentially, I was talking about the power dynamic in the NFL and the message that is supposedly being sent from the Dallas side of things, from the NBA side of things. If they knew, I'm pretty sure the NBA knew about this, is that the players are not in control. So when we were talking about Travis yesterday, we were talking about Travis's draft stock possibly dropping because he's challenging the NFL. And then we see Cooper Kupp, who been in the organization for 8 years, getting notified that, you know, they're going to move on from him and they're going to do their best to work with him and his family to find another location. And he said it wasn't fair, but that's just how it goes. So I don't know how much leverage. That kind of gives me insight into how these leagues work. They make decisions that they want to make. And I think it said that Anthony Davis had just bought a $32 million house, a mansion in, or I should say an estate, a $32 million estate in Bel Air. So Luka just bought a $12 million house in Dallas. So with this coming down the pipeline, you know, what happens with that? It just means that they didn't know. And that's how these leagues move. And basically, while they allow you to think you have the power for them to get what they want, once they get it and they're ready to move on from you, it's like that. That's it. So I really don't know. We were talking about this yesterday about Travis having leverage. And Kiel, I think you said, you know, the only leverage he has is with the team that's interested in drafting him. I do think that that's what you were saying. So, yeah, given the recent events, you know, seeing how these leagues operate, Cooper Kupp getting notified, you out, we going to trade you. And, you know, the NBA, I mean, business is business. That's basically what it is. So I really don't know how much leverage Travis would have in order to challenge the NFL in terms of what he wants to do. I think yesterday I said his talent, because he's the hottest thing smoking, according to some people, that he has leverage. But now I don't know. I don't know. They might look at it negatively. And I asked that question yesterday. I said, can Travis Hunter end up just like Lamar Jackson? In fact, I saw a post that said, is Lamar Jackson being treated the way he is because he is Black? It is a YouTube video. And it looked like one of those, you know how you have those automated channels? It looks like one of those automated channels. I was like, whoa, that's the first time you ever saw anybody ask the question in a title, point blank, period. So there may be some more conversation about that. But my question was, is Travis setting himself up to be allowed to languish in the draft because he prefers to play two ways? But here's the question. Let's say yesterday when we left off, we said, for all 4 teams that have the top 10 pick that are interested in him, the Titans, I think we said the Jets, the Patriots, and I don't know, somebody else. New England, I think. The Jaguars. What if they all band together and say, nope, and nobody budges? Which I think he gonna do. You think he just gonna, I mean, to me, they could force him in the corner like that. My question is, when you come out and you say, I'm prepared to talk to people because I want to play both ways, that's cool. And if they all say, if you only have 4 options, all 4 options get together and say, nope, what are you going to do? I asked that question yesterday. I don't think we got an answer. What do y'all think his response is going to be if all 4 organizations say no? We think you don't have the physical anatomy to do that. We think if we allow you to play both ways and you get hurt, you're not going to be available to us on either side of the ball. So it would negatively impact your availability, which is the reason we want to get you anyway, which is a valid point, by the way. So if they get together and say no for whatever reason, availability, physicality, etc., what do you think he's going to do? Folks, Warmer said Travis has been doing a good job of staying out of the media. It's not just Black media, but he is Black. So yeah, I think he should cut everybody off and just focus on football. He probably not gonna do that. Think about it. Since he's been an adult, he's never been by himself. He's never lived by himself. He's not even used to his own company. So it's either the team, school, or the relationship, and whoever comes with that, other people around. So, when you're young like that and you don't spend a lot of time by yourself as an adult, it could cripple you. It could cripple you. But my question is more so, yeah, getting a chef is good. That shows that you care about your eating. But that's not ultimately what's going to be the reason they make the decision to let him play both ways or not. The eating can help bulk you up, but I don't know how quickly he can get that done. Is that going to be a contingency? If we draft you to play both ways, you need to be at this weight. We need to make sure you don't lose speed, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. The draft is in how many days? It's April 24th. I don't know how many days that is. And maybe he could bulk up that fast. I don't know. It said the small talk, the Rams. It said the small talk, the Rams don't want to pay him. So that's what that means. The Rams don't want to pay Cooper Kupp. Is that why they're moving him out? He's been there 8 years. They would have to give him some type of big contract, and they don't want to do that. I was thinking maybe they make him wait for Jimmy Horn Jr. or somebody to get in the draft, because this is the time where they're sitting down and they're making decisions. Should I bring you back or should I draft someone? That's good insight. Thank you for that, Kiel. Thank you for that. So, and folks, Marma, cutting everybody off does not necessarily, I don't know what you mean by cut everybody off. Maybe you mean stay out of the media. That's not conducive to the career he already has. Remember, he had deals he signed with Adidas right after he kind of pretty much was finished with Colorado that go well into his future. So you can't just cut yourself off like that. Maybe we'll get to see more training videos, but I do think he's back on social media. So cutting everybody off is not even conducive to his career. You can't move like that when you're a brand and you have contractual obligations. So So ultimately, Luka's situation made me think about, the NFL, because, we're talking the NBA. NBA might be a different league, but that move basically did kind of flex the power of the organization when it comes to the players. It shows who's in control. And, I just don't know when it comes to Travis playing both ways. To me, this is a signal that the league is in control and is always in control. And even if the Rams don't want to pay Cooper Kupp, it just shows that the team is in control. So again, I don't know how much leverage he has, but I'm always happy to see, players, focusing on, hiring a chef, getting this, that, and the other. And you know what I said yesterday? Somebody commented that, they don't think Travis going to be able to play both ways due to the physicality. And you know what I said? I said, you know what I actually think? I remember when Travis was back at Colorado and people like Richard Sherman and other NFL players were essentially saying, you can't do it. Like, he was like, you can't tell me what I can't do, etc. And I said to myself, I said, I think when he hears them saying he can't do it, is it possible he hears your skills aren't good enough to do it? And instead, what they really mean is the physicality of the sport could limit you playing on both sides, because the team's strategy is to have you available. You see what I'm saying? Like, is he maybe hearing you're not good enough to play both sides instead of the reality? This is a grown man's sport. The physicality of the sport is different. Somebody commented under the post, the speed of the sport is different. So it's not just about muscle. The pace of the game, is faster. People talked about the injuries that he had. They were like, look at the injuries he had at Colorado. So, if he had those kind of injuries at Colorado first year and year two, would he really be allowed to play a more physical game at a faster pace and risk making himself unavailable on both sides of the ball? That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know from a business perspective if the league is really going to let him do it. My question is, if the league say no, what he going to do? I don't know. It's not like he's going to say, well, I'm not going to play in the NFL. I can't see him saying that. But the question is, what is he going to do if they say no? He can sit out. It said he can sit out a season and wait for next year. Okay, Kia. You mean like go back to school? Is that what you mean? Travis can sit out a season and wait for next year. That's the only option he's going to have if he does not get picked. And his leverage doesn't have that. Okay, I like that. So we know it's not an option for him not to play. I do see him playing. I don't see him going back to Colorado. I don't see him not getting drafted. I do think a team is going to draft him. I do think it's a possibility all four will band together and say no, or he'll fall to the Jags, which is 6, which I mean is not bad, but it is a possibility a team might be like, look, we really want you to play for us, but we have to make sure you have the understanding that the most we could do is allow you to play corner and some packages. And to me, I think that's how he gonna end up moving forward, or somebody gonna tell him that he gonna try it, he gonna get hurt, but I don't think it's gonna go the way he thinks it's gonna go, because I do think he might be hearing you can't play both ways, and it translates in his mind you don't have the skill set to play both ways. I feel like after seeing how Travis kind of takes in information, I kind of think that's what he's thinking. He's hearing the wrong thing. He's hearing you don't have the skill set, when in fact you need the physicality and you still need your speed. Yep. So okay, that's it. All right. So I'm glad we're on the same page on that, Kia. So really, that's what I wanted to pick up from where we left off yesterday. And I do feel like a lot of what's going on with Luka, I kind of feel like ties into Travis a little bit. You know, the off the field issues could be a distraction to the point they just, you out of here. You know, not just taking care of yourself, because obviously he's going to take care of himself, but challenging the league. In other words, you know, the Mavs did everything they could do to try to fix whatever was going on with Luka, and it did work. Whatever the distraction was still there. And we saw, you know, Travis's situation become a distraction. Now, it's possible. It's possible Travis has gotten it under control. Or somebody is smart enough to go, you know what? I'm not going to rock the boat before the wedding. After the wedding, I can do what I got to do. So I could see some off the field issues coming back after the wedding, because then I got what I want then. So prenup or not, it don't matter, because in Tennessee, the prenup can be thrown out. If you even if you say you felt forced into it, or if you said I didn't read it with a lawyer, or I didn't understand it, I just signed it. So really, truly, that's a moot point. But off the field issues, not being in the right condition, meaning you don't have a physicality. I just don't know what he would do. I'm thinking he's not extreme enough to walk away from the game. I do like you saying he could come back, maybe sit out a year, get bigger. Kiel, do you think? Okay, let's look at this from the league's perspective. Let's say the Jaguars, they're like, you know what? The Titans passed, the Patriots passed, and now it's up to us and the Jets. And I don't know what they're gonna do. And you know, these owners talk to each other. And they're like, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and draft him. We're gonna go ahead and draft him with a contingency. Here's the question: do you think they will put a contingency in his contract? We will allow you to play both ways, but you have to get to a certain weight, or you have to demonstrate that you can, not be injury prone, or you can demonstrate that your speed has not been compromised due to the weight that you have to put on. Do you think something like that is possible? Kiel, I'm just asking. I don't know. If anybody else know, that's fine too. That's the only thing I see. If 4 teams band together or 3 teams band together and say no, the Jaguars say yes, they put a contingency in his contract. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening without a contingency, because the draft is in April. Hiring a chef right now, maybe, I don't know. Can a person bulk up that fast with muscle from now to the draft? Y'all let me know. I don't know. Maybe. Because I know, like, when people try to gain weight, I heard Cash Cleveland say it. He had like 3 plates one day. They had these to-go boxes or whatever, and he had like 3 of them. He said, I'm trying to gain weight. So is it customary, when it comes to these professional sports, that you get ready to play a more physical sport? We see you working out, but you hiring a chef so you can bulk up and have the muscle that you need. If anybody knows, let me know. But that's going to be my question if we don't get answered today. So I told y'all I'm sitting here looking at, looking at New Orleans. Now, I think I shared with y'all. You can look at, the Chiefs arrived in New Orleans. The Eagles have arrived. I think tonight is the opening night for the Super Bowl. And a yacht pulled into New Orleans. I wanted to show it to y'all, but I couldn't. A yacht pulled into New Orleans, and everybody was asking whose yacht was it. Come to find out, they said it was the Jaguars owner. The Jaguars owner apparently maybe arrived by yacht to New Orleans at the riverfront, so you can see that. I was talking about if y'all are thinking about going to New Orleans, I'm looking at it with my own two eyes. There's no cross traffic happening on Bourbon Street like it used to. And of course, Bourbon Street is closed to vehicular traffic. And in addition to the Louisiana State Patrol, they have New Orleans always have these people. I don't know who they are, but they wear all green, and they have tanks. Who is that? Who? I see the camouflage with like the assault rifles. I see that. But every time I go to New Orleans, even if it's for Mardi Gras, is that Homeland Security? Maybe that's what that is. That might be Homeland Security. They wear all green. Like it looked like Rangers, but they're down there. So you have, honestly, I don't even see NOPD, but you have NOPD, Louisiana State Troopers. You have the military with assault rifles on the street. And then you have the guys in all green. And the guys in all green actually have a Louisiana badge on the shirt, but they have some other kind of like a badge on the arm. So I don't know who that is, but they always in New Orleans with tanks. And they're typically out at Mardi Gras. So I'm thinking they brought them in for the Super Bowl. They was going to do that anyway, though. But they did put the little blustrays back in the street. But, this time of day, traffic to New Orleans. So if y'all want to see what's going on, today's the opening activities. 2 live feed cameras on Bourbon Street, 24/7. Just go to Earth Cam, and it's one on the balcony view and one on the street view. I typically watch the one on the street view. All right, it says it takes years for you to bulk up. It's not that easy. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So this is not okay. If everybody is saying in our conversation, our community, that he needs to get muscle mass, he needs to bulk up first. What y'all are saying is this not an overnight thing. This clearly not going to happen before the draft. All right. It says, what channel are you watching it on? YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in the search bar, just type in Earth Cam, New Orleans, Bourbon Street. 2 of them going to come up. One going to say balcony and one going to say street view. There's a live chat, but I don't have the live chat on now, but it's a lot of people in there. Normally it's like about 600 to 1,000 people. And it's people around the world, but I don't get involved in the live chat. But you could see, I like it because, they spent the morning. Like there were people out in the French Quarters at 6:30 Atlanta time. I was like, what time is it? I turned on the TV. I said, surely this is not real. It were people everywhere. So it says he will get drafted on some packages on defense. Okay, Kiel, that's what I think too. So basically you think he just going to give in. Essentially, he going to try it. He going to try to talk to them. Because, we talked about the leverage thing. But Luka's situation told us who's ultimately in control. Anybody can get it. In other words, if you don't do what we ask you to conform to, your distractions, we're going to have to move you on. Or, if you're not conditioning or you're not the right fit, they don't have an issue with moving you on it overnight. You're welcome. I think that's what's going to happen too. So ultimately, what he wants to do, and you know what do you think about this? Do you think at this point, if Coach Prime sees, what we saw yesterday, that, Travis is preparing to talk to the league, and maybe Coach Prime gets wind that the 4 teams that he would be a fit at, all in the top 10, say no. Do y'all feel like Coach Prime will go to Travis and say, you know what? I think maybe you just ought to go ahead on, and maybe just, of course you could do it. We're not doubting your skills. Like to guide him if he starts to see that Travis could get the Lamar Jackson treatment. I think Coach Prime would do that, but I don't know if Travis would listen. But I do think Coach Prime will probably go to Travis if the rumblings about Travis get louder. Like yesterday, they were starting to go in on him a little bit. They were starting to go on him. They were starting to go in on Coach Prime, saying Coach Prime was threatening people, which he wasn't. Asking about Travis's draft stock, saying it's gonna drop. So as that chatter gets louder, I wonder if Coach Prime would just go to him and say, "Look, it's your first year. Go prove yourself. Take these packages and ball out and try it again later, rather than risking being dropped down in the draft." It said those are composition. What is it? What does that say? Those are what? Composition clauses. Oh, okay. Those are composition clauses they put in language in any contract. They have to live up to certain things, maybe interceptions and tackles. Okay. All right. That's good insight. Thank you for that, Kiel. That's what I wanted to know. Would they do something like that? And they do sound like they have that language. It says it's like an incentive clause based on offense. I'm sorry, an incentive clause based upon one offense. It's like how many yards a running back can get and how many catches a wide receiver gets. So basically, he could have a clause in his contract that's saying he could, since he wants to play both ways. They're probably, maybe the Jaguars will put something in there that he gets so many catches and snaps on offense, and then he gets so many catches and snaps on defense. Okay. I mean, I could work. 400. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're talking about, we picked up where we left off. So we're talking about the Super Bowl, that you can watch the live feed of Bourbon Street on Earth Cam. Just go to YouTube, type in Earth Cam New Orleans. It's going to bring up a balcony view. It's going to bring up a street view. I'm sitting here watching the street view for people that are going. There's all sorts of type of law enforcement around. Some in the green. I don't even know who it is, but I think it might be Homeland Security tied into the Louisiana. I don't know. So it looks pretty good. And then we talked about Luka Doncic's trade and what the message is from the league itself. The message that the Lakers are sending possibly to LeBron. Kiel touched on that. And how that ties into, Travis Hunter and the NFL, challenging the NFL. Talking about, essentially supporters are saying that he needs to gain more muscle mass. And who was it just told us that that's not going to happen right away? Delay said that takes time. And I don't think the draft is enough time for Travis to gain the type of weight, that the muscle mass that he needs to play both ways. So Kiel was basically instructing us or giving us insight that they have composition clauses that they put in the contract that maybe he gets so many snaps or so many catches on offense, so many on defense. But we don't know if they're going to go for it because, one, his body frame, the physicality of the game will be too much. And to limit, his ability to play, he could get injured. And then the league could basically be like, look, we don't want you to play both ways full time because we want you to be available to the team if you get hurt on defense, because it risks your ability to get hurt by playing, both ways. It happened. I mean, it happened at Colorado, but I don't know how people really look at that. Now, what happened to him? What was that, Colorado State? Oh, they got the horses going up the street. Colorado State. That's how they make their presence known in New Orleans. They got the mounted patrol going up Bourbon Street, and it's a lot of them today. So I just think that when it came to Colorado State, I mean, yeah, he got injured, the liver laceration, but let's be honest, they were trying to hurt him. I don't see that happening in the NFL. Am I wrong? From what I heard about the NFL, they're not trying to lose nothing. That's what I heard. The players made it. So they trying to maintain. They not trying to be out here trying to, be negligent and injure somebody. Am I wrong? Let me know. So maybe what happened at Colorado State doesn't count because it was intentional. And in the NFL, they're not intentional that way. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It said in 400 Media, it did say that the Eagles and The Chiefs have arrived in New Orleans. Tonight is opening night for the Super Bowl. We talked about Cooper Kupp being notified by the Rams, a team we said that Jimmy Horn Jr. will be a good fit for, that they will no longer need his services and they're going to trade him and find him the best fit for him to win a championship after 8 years. He said he don't think it's fair. But it, what are you going to do? That's like, who have the power? The teams. That's what we're seeing today. With all of these decisions that's happening across different leagues, that's who have the power. And even Luka's situation shows you that LeBron isn't in power anymore. At one time, he brought AD there. The other guys, like y'all said, Brandon Ingram, who I was a big fan of, got shipped out, and now he balling out. The situation with Bronny coming in and not being what people expected, and fans aren't happy about him having to go down to the G League, and now the Luka trade happening in silence, in the dark, meaning nobody knew about it. Clutch Sports supposedly didn't know. LeBron didn't know. And regardless of whether Luka will be distracted in Los Angeles is not really the point. It's like, this all went on without LeBron, which is saying that Luka will be the priority going forward, and the Lakers are not relying on LeBron's input going forward. Who's in power? That's what all of this is. It's funny it's happening across the NBA and NFL, but that's what it's saying. It's showing you. It's like, and I'm not saying they're flexing because they have business to conduct. But with all of these business decisions, it's showing you who's in power. Cooper Kupp, he's not ready to leave. He think it's unfair, but guess what? He about to be gone. Luka obviously was like, why they keep getting rid of people that I like? They fired staffers up to Luka's trade, trying to fix the situation. And as much as he can help them be a contender, they shipped him out. And then where they shipped him to has the king of the NBA. And typically they talk about him. They talk about these things with him. He didn't get no input. That's what they say. Power dynamic. At a time when Travis is gearing up to challenge a league, the NFL. So that's how we got to this conversation. And it's something I'm going to watch. Myles Garrett said he want to leave. Now listen to this. Myles Garrett said he want to leave his team, which I think is the Browns. You know why he want to leave? Because he want to win. What have we talked about when it comes to the priority to win with these billion-dollar valuations and making money off merch and tickets, that winning doesn't seem to be a priority with some of the highest valued organizations? So the fact that he wants to leave so he can win, is he going to get that option? Probably not. So I'm starting to rethink Travis really having leverage, that he doesn't have the kind of leverage that we thought he had yesterday in terms of he's one of the hottest things smoking. Lamar Jackson won the Heisman, and they let him sit because he challenged the NFL. He didn't really challenge the NFL, in my opinion. He stood firm on what he wanted to do, and they took it as he's challenging their directive, basically. I mean, sometimes an ask is really a demand. So let's see these comments. It says, I'm from Alabama. Oh, 400. Let's see. It said, I'm from Alabama. I'm a big Jalen fan. Eagles defensive. They ready with rookies. Okay. It says, to my Travis, he's not going to play that way in the NFL. He's too small. That's the conclusion that we have come to today. Well, yesterday, and we coming back to it today. We were on for almost 2 hours last night. Very, very, very engaging live. And people went to the videos and the posts and the shorts and commented there. So, and I'm rethinking the leverage that I thought Travis had yesterday. Kiel, you try to tell me. You was like, the only leverage he got is with his team. I was like, no, he got leverage because, other teams might want him on this, that, and the other. He's this, that, and the other. After the day, I have changed my tune. I see how these leagues work. Don't have no leverage. And he is too small. Now, I did say that much. It said LeBron about to go. Yeah. I think LeBron wanted to stay until his other son gets out of high school. He's a baller. He's a baller. Now, everybody for years have said that he's the one, I told y'all I questioned Bronny's passion for the game. But the other son, Bryce, I never questioned it. You could see it. You know, you could see the difference. One felt like he was just walking in his father's shoes. This is what I got to do. And the other one is a baller, is a hooper. He wants that for himself. You could see it. So I thought LeBron was trying to hang out till he come. But essentially, the message is we made this trade without you. So if you want to go, you could go. He don't have no leverage. That's what it sounds like. When LeBron James don't have leverage in the NBA, I mean, with the current organization, he might have leverage with another team that yeah, come this way. But in terms of having demands, if they make these kind of decisions without you in the middle of the night, and you find out like everybody else when you in a restaurant and you didn't have the inside scoop, your agency, your agent Clutch didn't have the inside scoop, that's power move. It says, yeah, he needs to tell them to ball out. Take what they gonna give you. Oh, you talking about Coach Prime? Okay, Kiel is saying Coach Prime needs to tell him to just go ball out. Don't worry about the man to play both ways or the preference. We'll say preference. The preference to play both ways. Take what they're gonna give you and get past that rookie contract, because if you get past that rookie contract, he'll make that real money. Okay, I like that. And that's probably what it's going to be. I would expect him to heed that advice. I would expect the people in his circle to basically not be yes people and, usher him into a situation where he could get, messed up. So yeah, I like that. And I do think that is exactly what Coach Prime would say. I do think that. It says, especially as more of the chatter come out, 400, it said, Bronny 34 points, go in the second round. What'd you say? Wait, 3.4 points? Bronny got 3.4 points to go in the second round. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry, I'm trying to see it. Go in the second round. Is that 3.4 points or is that 34 points? I'm going to need you to clarify that for me, 400. Kiel said, play physical in the NFL, and a lot of them are jealous of what they have and don't have. Oh, okay. So he could get physically punished the same way. Okay. Well, here's why I thought Travis playing both ways was actually good, because I do see where Coach Prime is building a two-way. Like they said, LSU used to be called DBU. They said Colorado was going to be two-way U. So I do see the benefit to it. But if the league pushes back, I don't know. Might not have a leg. It might be cool to do, but that doesn't mean you're going to get to do it at the next level. And Travis's situation will be set the precedent for what happens for a few more years to come until somebody else comes along and challenges it. I do believe that. I do believe that. So, all right. So now I got a better understanding. It's funny how a basketball trade basically let me see the light. The way the Luka trade went down, why it went down, how it went down, and concealment, basically quiet, it made me look at it different. Okay. 3.4 points. Oh, name me one that outlet that. What? Name me. Oh, you say he got 3.4 points and he went in the second round. Name you a person that went there. I get it. I think that kind of ties into the way they did Luka's trade. I feel like after that, maybe LeBron, I'm going to ask y'all. I feel like LeBron lost credibility after the Bronny thing. In terms of the league, the NFL, the NBA, the Lakers organization, asking him about talent. What do y'all think? Do y'all think LeBron lost any credibility after bringing Bronny in and it not working out? Let me know your thoughts. All right. Let's see if I had anything else. Let's see. We got time for Q&A if anybody have any questions. So you said yes. Okay. All right, 400. So you think that you do think his credibility. I think that's why they did it this way. Now, from the Mavs perspective, I know why they went hush-hush with it. because people was gonna light a match to that arena. They say the fans are protesting. But see, here's the thing. The fans are protesting, but the fans haven't really sat down to read why the trade took place and all of what the remedies, all of the failed remedies that took place before. And that's how I know that when they say poor conditioning and off the court issues, it's really the off the court issues, because we all know somebody down that played for the Pelicans was some poor conditioning, and he's still a Pelican. So, and maybe they don't want to expose him. I don't know what he could be doing, but I don't see how it's going to be fixed in in LA, because it's either going to follow him to LA, or when he get to LA, he going to go find it. Whatever it is, it's going to be in LA. I don't see, unless they think the trade is some kind of punishment and they're hitting him in the pockets, because when you hit people in the pockets, they generally do get the message, and they are hitting him in the pockets. So this could be a desperation move by the Mavs, not just for the Mavs organization, but look, bro, we care about you. We can't pay you all this money for what you got going on. So we're going to let you go, and you could go earn it there, but we can't do it. And that should be enough to make him straighten up and fly right. And whatever the distraction is, leave it behind in Dallas and start fresh in LA. That's what I think. That's what I think. Zion just okay, so you don't think Zion has a conditioning issue? You think he just okay, thank you, 400. I see your point. I see your point. You're saying that essentially you don't think Zion has a conditioning issue. So I know he got a conditioning issue, because look at how much they hate on him talking about his weight. And that's what they were saying about Luka. He's supposed to be at like 230, and he's supposed to be at 215, and he keep coming in at 230. That just means he didn't care. He likes to eat. I mean, apparently Luka likes to eat too, coming in overweight like that. So, all right, y'all, I guess we're going to get out of here. Our connection did maintain. We made it to an hour and 15 minutes. But don't forget, you can go to EarthCam. Bourbon Street look like it's kind of quiet right now. So you can go to EarthCam, check out the live feed. It's 24/7 on Bourbon Street. They look like they put up everything, that they have like these type of entryways. It's like they're building an arch. And then they did this beautiful light show onto Jackson Square for the Super Bowl. I hope it stays for afterwards. It's beautiful. Like this digital light show covering Jackson Square. And they had one of the bands from New Orleans, the Roots of Music. They're really good. They have kids of all ages. And it seems like it's more intramural. It's not tied to a university. To a high school. So go check all of that out. If I don't think I can bring that footage because you kind of get penalized. But if I find the authentic footage from somebody in the city, I'll try to share it. Other than that, I guess I'm going to say good night. And again, shout out to What She Said members. Let me shout out Gracie and Kiel. Thank y'all for becoming family. What She Said family. And thank y'all for Regina Compton and 400 Media. Thank y'all very much for becoming friends of What She Said. I truly appreciate y'all very much. And I know we go live every day. If you can't make it every day, it's cool. We'll be right here. So I noticed my opening line is starting to change. It's starting to say, okay, it's 8. You know what? If you see me, you know what time it is. It's 8 o'clock. And I really enjoy doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and say good night and get ready for tomorrow. And if y'all get any breaking news, remember, y'all have my email address. Check out, I guess, the bio for the page. My email address is in there. Regina emailed me some information about a young lady that was a coach. I didn't know Philadelphia had a woman for a coach, like an assistant coach or something. I want to talk more about that. The young lady from New Orleans that did the logo for the Super Bowl. I wanted to talk about that and any other news that I get. So I want to say thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'm going to say good night, and I'll see y'all soon. Don't forget to sign up for Jordan Seaton's page. I'll share it again. At JSeat on Instagram. Y'all go show him some love. I do believe he will be one of the leaders for the Colorado Buffs next year. So y'all make sure y'all do that as well. All right. Thank you for watching What She Said. Thank you so much. Oh, and don't forget to join our memberships. We have memberships. The link is sometimes it's in the chat. I'll put it in the chat. And then two, it is in the description of the video. I generally try to put it in the description of the video. You can pick your level, and we're happy to have you. So join the What She Said family today. All right, y'all. I'm going to get y'all out of here and see y'all tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.